Hey guys, how's it? How's it? Welcome again to another show, man. Another unexpected and un not intended to make a reaction video, but I had to do it again. And I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it again because some things they just want to make you do stuff but around a choice. If somebody wants, to be reacted to, they have to be reacted. My name is Segongane, and this is the Kgosi FM live show. Recording to you live from Kgosi FM studios right here in Westview, Pretoria, West in danville. You can see our background there. Ebonza Kgosi FM studios. See on my shirt as well. Kgosi FM studios right here on Pretoria, West in danville. Yeah, my name is Kgosi FM, and this is the Kgosietsile live show coming to you live every single day from 7:30 to 9:30 in the evening on www.kgosiefm.co.za or www.segongane.holdings.co.za/KgosiFM/. Yeah, so today we're doing again another reaction video. Katlego Moagi, she's the host of a podcast. I don't know if it's a podcast until already called Citizen Consent, and she went ahead yesterday earlier to do a video about Mama Winnie Mandela and her usual suspects, that is Zuma and Malema. As you know, she's always trying to debunk and destroy all our black leaders and render them useless and praise her white leaders. But hey, that's neither here nor there. We're gonna react to a video Winnie Mandela's Kale. And here's the video, I think. If you guys can be able to see it. Where is that video? Yeah, that's the video there. That's the video that she made about Mama Mandela and Jacob Zuma, as always, and Malema. But what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to put the real video in a voice, and then you guys can have a comment as well. Comment, please like, subscribe, or share the content as well. If you like what I'm saying, and tell me if you don't like what I'm saying. I like the response we got from the first video. It's beautiful. I'm going to make a video on that so that I can respond to all the comments that came in, which were beautiful. Some of them were very nice. I like people to tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. I like to tell the truth, and I'm going to debunk most of those ones. So, I'm going to do a video. I think it's Kalen, and I'm going to send it over to YouTube. So where you can find us. This whole the Kgosi on our live show page on YouTube. That's where we at. But before we can go further, we got a sponsor for this show. So let's go talk to our sponsor a little bit, and then we can continue with this video. This show is brought to you by Segongane Medical Services and Clinic. They are a private clinic situated in number 70 Tofengosgras in Westview, danville. They specialize on the following: primary health care, ailment diagnosis and treatment, including medication, wound care, family planning, well baby clinic, basic ultrasound, laboratory blood services, treatment of chronic illnesses, treatment and management of patients on ARVs, wellness screening, antenatal clinic, HIV services and counseling. They have a pharmacy on site, and they are doing CCMDD services as well, OHS clinic, circumcision clinic and abortion services. Their cell phone number is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Again, the address is 70 Tofengosgras in Westview, Pretoria West in danville. Cell phone number again is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Oh yeah, and that is our sponsor for today, Segongane Medical Services and Clinic. They are in number 70 Tofengosgras in Westview, Pretoria West in danville. And this is for those who are accusing me of having sponsors. Maybe my funders are doing what? In the comments of the last video I made about this woman, they were saying funders and sponsors. I don't have. I sponsor myself and I fund myself. Now I keep because some people are giving me money. Keep because of what I think and what I believe and what I feel. And this show, this whole studio, this whole radio station is from the money that comes from the clinic. So I don't get sponsors from anybody, shame. I don't get funders from anyone. And I will never appreciate the funding from somebody who's going to give me a script like this and make me read this thing and then tell people, say whatever that they want to say, but they can't because of the color of their skin. But anyway, we'll talk more about that after we watch this video. Now, because I've got this whole transcript. I had to print this whole transcript because I wanted to go through each and every line because whatever she's saying here is nonsense, disgusting. I don't know if Zenani if Zenani and any of the Mandela family can actually get to see this video, which YouTube took down, by the way. YouTube took down, and he had to reload it again, and then came with a warning of age restriction because of whatever the content is in there. I wish so I wonder if they can see it. How will they feel about her talking like this, God, the mother of the nation? And usually in her usual stance, she always have to go after Jacob Zuma and Julius Malema. I don't know how we'll talk more after we see this one. Ne? Let's just go to the video, check it out, and then we'll come back in a second.
Old boy named Stompie Moegi was murdered. He was tortured and then murdered. Imagine a teenager, 14 years of age.
14-year-old Stompie Moegi was tortured and his body was later found.
He was actually an anti-apartheid activist. What do you think about the people that murdered him? Were they heroes? Were they good people? Were they people that we ought to celebrate? This 14-year-old was murdered by Winnie Mandela's bodyguards. Winnie Mandela instructed her bodyguards to murder this young boy because they suspected that he was an apartheid spy. Why? Was it because they saw him eating chocolate? Did they see him hanging around white children and then decided he was a sellout? Did they hear some weird idea coming from him and started claiming that he was being funded by white people? Who knows? Who cares? Nobody.
Stompie was falsely accused of being a police informant and taken away from South African Bishop Paul Verreyn, who was sheltering him and other youths at the time from apartheid police officers.
Certainly there was a mystique and a magnificence about her that made her a huge human being. But she's a human being.
And his body was later found near anti-apartheid stalwart Winnie Mandela's Soweto house.
After some time, Stompie's friends told me that Stompie was killed at Winnie Mandela's house in Soweto.
The black 14-year-old anti-apartheid activist had to die. A 14-year-old. For what? For being a police informant. Are you serious?
Tabiso Mono was one of the 3 boys kidnapped with Stompie by the Mandela United Football Club, a notoriously violent branch of the Soweto Youth Congress associated with Winnie.
Actually, she's the one that started the beating to all of us, and the rest followed for at least 1 hour, if not 2.
Winnie Mandela is a hero. She fought against apartheid, you see. The fact that she fought against apartheid and the fact that she's black means Winnie Mandela does not get viewed as a murderer.
Economic freedom fighters celebrate the life of Winnie Mandela through songs of struggle.
Many here say that Winnie Mandela's politics was misunderstood, that she was just human and made mistakes. But that side of her life should not overshadow what they believe is a greater legacy.
Although she committed a crime, she does not get viewed as a criminal. She got a 14-year-old murdered and she's still viewed as a hero. Winnie Mandela was found guilty and was sentenced for this crime, but her 6-year jail sentence was reduced to a fine and a 2-year suspended sentence.
For her involvement in the matter, Winnie was given a 2-year suspended sentence. Later, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, a post-apartheid restorative body, found Madikizela Mandela was aware of Stompie's assault and failed to take responsibility. The Mandela United Football Club coach Jerry Richardson was jailed for the murder in 1990, but Stompie's death tainted Winnie's legacy until she passed away in April 2018.
When a person commits such an evil crime, you must wonder, is this the first time that this person has committed such crimes? Is this the last time?
Calling on the ancestors yet again in hope that the search for Lolosono's remains has finally ended. Next to them, another family equally in pain. They're also optimistic that beneath the ground is Siboniso Shabalala's remains. The 2 best friends were murdered under mysterious circumstances. Their families have been waiting 25 years for answers. According to testimony given at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the 2 were last seen in November 1988 at Winnie Madikizela Mandela's house. They allegedly died at the hands of the Mandela United Football Club run by Madikizela Mandela.
Well, it is known that Winnie approved of the necklacing of many black people, her own people who she claimed to be fighting for.
For foreign consumption, she presents a picture of reasonableness and non-violence.
I have never personally believed in any violence, and no sane person can believe in any violence.
Now, they are the ones who have invented the terror method of necklacing.
In this barbaric way of reprisal, a tire is filled with kerosene or gasoline, placed around the neck of an alleged collaborator, and ignited. The victim may be a black policeman, a teacher, a soldier, a civil servant. It makes no difference. The atrocity is designed to terrorize blacks into ending all racial cooperation.
We have stones, we have boxes of matches, we have... With our necklaces, we shall liberate this country.
These are facts written in history. So now we have characters like Jacob Zuma and Julius Malema. These are people that we as black people celebrate, while these are people who have destroyed lives. Their deeds have touched and continue to touch people to the core, perpetuating poverty in people's lives, ending lives either directly or indirectly, worsening lives of many people. But hey, they are black, so their evil deeds are overlooked. They are African, so they are not the problem. The white man is the problem. Meanwhile, there are white people who fought against apartheid with everything they had. They lost jobs, they lost their families, they lost their lives, but still they don't get accepted. They won't get recognition from the black community. In fact, the only white people that are loved in Africa are Karl Marx, Fidel Castro, and Joseph Stalin. Communists. The fact that we all hate the ANC and dislike Cyril Ramaphosa does not mean that we should choose Jacob Zuma, a criminal, to be the leader of the country again, even when we know he's been there before and we know what he did while he was there. I know that his daughter Duduzile and the rest of the cult hope that we have amnesia and they want to rewrite the Zuma presidency days, but fortunately for us, we remember. Zuma destroyed lives. Zuma destroyed South Africa, and we remember. Simply because the ANC and President Ramaphosa are so bad does not mean that we should forget about the truth about Jacob Zuma. Whether the cult wants to accept it or not, he enabled and allowed state capture. The fact that the ANC is so bad does not mean that we should forget the facts about Julius Malema. Whether we like it or not, he did evade taxes after making millions upon millions from state contracts. Both he and Jacob Zuma did get the VBS money. The fact that Winnie Mandela was that woman who caused the death of a 14-year-old boy for no logical reason was forgotten. Some even wished for her to become the president. Some worshipped her and still worship her to this day.
The man in the ANC were threatened by a woman, and the whites were threatened by African women. These people who are scared of African females destroyed the potential female president, the mother of the nation, who would have restored the dignity of black people.
Being black or being called a Mandela does not turn you into being a hero.
Well, as far as Winnie Mandela is concerned, to me, she was never really a leader. She has only gained the leadership or heroism because of her husband. It's just that, you know, the world is making people heroes of people that have not been known by us here in South Africa. The only person that I knew very well was her husband, Nelson Mandela, because I used to be a member of the ANC, the Women's League.
Being a Zuma does not make you a decent human being. Joining activism from the age of 9 does not mean you love South Africans. These are lessons that many people seem to keep missing. In this whole country, are you telling me that these lawbreakers are the best choices that must lead us? And you wonder why I say that we still have stupid voters in this country. It's not an insult, it's a fact. We lack common sense and intelligence when it comes to the methods of voting and choosing politicians. It is not an insult because it is clear that someone is a stupid voter when they vote for a person like Jacob Zuma. I don't hate you and I'm not trying to offend you. I'm telling you that you are not using your brain to do some analytical thinking in this department. For you to vote for a person like Jacob Zuma, it is an indication that you are not using common sense to make a voting decision. If we ask you right now, would you elect a person whose lifestyle gets funded by shady business people? Would you elect someone to run a company or a country when they are bad with money? Would you elect someone who has been known to use state resources to benefit his family and himself at the expense of everyone else? The answer would be what? No. I know you will say no, you won't elect him. But slap the name Jacob Zuma on it and all of a sudden your brain becomes liquid. If it's Zuma or Malema, he's a victim of white people not wanting him to do good for the black child. Do you realize how stupid that is? It is very stupid, guys. We have stupid voters and that is a fact. We need to work on ourselves and our fellow citizens. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen
Yeah, Ruvila Baraka. We are back. My God. What happened to us, Baheshu? Why is it going to Malcolm X and those two slaves, the house Negro and the field Negro, or the house slave and the field slave? He wasn't lying, eh? I thought maybe we'll talk about that, America and everything, but we can see those things now here in South Africa. All that bull nonsense. Mandela was never convicted. She was given a sentence, yes. But there was no evidence to support that she actually partook in the crime. Hence, that so-called sentence was reduced to 2 years suspended and a fine. Only because of her association, Pila Pila, with the Mandela Football Club, which Mandela told her to disband, and she did. That's okay. I'm gonna go through. Like I said to you, I've got this whole transcript, everything from 0 minutes until she finishes. A long list that I'm going to go through, and then I want us to talk about everything she said. Well, because last video I didn't have this, so I could not really express Pila what I think about this woman and whatever content that she spews out. And we're gonna go to her comments of the second reloaded video. You must see the comments of white people, how they were reacting and how they were congratulating her in, what's again? Like, do you know why? Because she's doing exactly what they can't do, but they want to, but because they can't do it because of the color of their skin, because they'll be racist by doing so, they have a little black one to do their jobs for them. And she thinks maybe and she's so articulate and she's so articulate. She speaks facts. Because one of the comments in my last video was saying, "Oh, she says everything backed up with facts." I'm like, what facts are those? Huh? What facts are those? Why is that similar to this transcript? During the apartheid era, a 14-year-old boy named Stompie Sipe was murdered. He was tortured and then murdered. Imagine a 14-year-old boy. Stompie was tortured and his body was later found. He was actually an anti-apartheid activist. Stompie Sipe she was one of the kids who were busy protesting with other older kids. He was not an activist. He was not like Malema, okay? He was a little boy who was in that group of the kids who were throwing police stones at police. That doesn't make you an activist. That's number one. Number two, he was found when he was a spy. He was used by the police to garner information because whatever the police would ask about anybody, that person will be later either arrested or killed. Hence, they did find out what Stompie Sipe Pila was that. You understand what I'm saying? But then he was an activist. think about the people who murdered him. Were they heroes? Were they good people? Were they people who ought to be celebrated? This 14-year-old was murdered by Winnie Mandela's bodyguards. Mandela instructed the bodyguards to murder this young boy. Do you have evidence of that, sister? That Winnie Mandela did instruct those boys to kill him. Do you have evidence about that? If maybe you have, please show us. If you're on my studio, come to my comments and tell me, do you have evidence of that? Or yes, there was. You know? I like the way you talk, eh? Like the way you articulate. You know, who cares? You know, and I don't know if you're reading an auto cue or all that you are saying is inside your head at the moment. But it's so hilarious and so, like you always say, this word disgusting. It's so disgusting to see someone like you, my sister, always being a mouthpiece of other people, not talking your own ideas, my dear, because this is never your idea. You know, she did a DA, so-called DA video nyana last week, playing games with other people's lives, a DA. And, you know, usually, as always, as you expected her to do, ne? She will start. She start by, you know, touching here and there, clean, bring what did, and then Jacob Zuma this, Mandela this, Malema this, Jacob Zuma this, and then and then again Solim Simanga did, Zuma this. I'm like, okay, Pila video again. Is it about Jacob Zuma, Malema, or about the DA? But remember, she's a DA voter, so she had to do something. That's going to, you know, throw us off as if, no, she's not anti. Because some of the comments were saying, oh, we always, you know, thank you for the video because we always thought that you were anti-black. She is anti-black. She's a self-hating black. She thinks everything white is right. She thinks everything black is wrong. In the very same video, could you not this manuscript? People should be celebrated. Yes, Winnie Mandela deserves to be celebrated. She's the only woman in this earth, in this country, that stood for us. Well, her husband was in jail. Yena Mandela did nothing but sell us out 100%. Hasna Nobel Peace Prize they came back here and started talking about Rainbow Nation. That's selling out. Because they could not wait. White people come call about the way they're so clever, these people. They take you. And then they give you this highest award, international award that people can see. And then they say, now, what are you going to do about this? Now, like that will force you to abandon your radical economic transformation. That will abandon your land expropriation without compensation. That will make you abandon any pro-black policies that you had. Hamandela Bwakwa ko Oslo. Oh no way, never got that thing into Tutu hearts and we are Rainbow Nation. Now everything goes. Whatever struggle that they were having, it's gone. That peace prize comes with $1 million, I believe. So they were already millionaires when they came back here. They already had money. They were shut down. They were bored and they were kept quiet. It's young Didimala. How well you cannot do something that's going to conflict. I mean, he got that with the clerk. Imagine. And this woman doesn't see that anything wrong with that. She only sees a person, a woman, that spent a year in solitary confinement, a whole 12 months in solitary confinement with no bathing, like when the reporter saying, with nothing. And as a woman, you should know what happens to you people every month. Now imagine in that filth, in that solitary confinement with a bucket, that you must relieve yourself that bucket for 12 whole months in a little room that you can't even sleep in. You know, that you can't sleep like you can't lie down on the floor either or with straight. You can't stand for 12 months. Winnie Mandela was in that little box. Half it, where she almost got crazy. Katlego almost got crazy and start speaking to ants. I'm going to make a video about that. And I'm going to put it here. She started speaking to ants. That's the only company that she had for 12 months. While her kids, her 2 daughters, young, were next door neighbors. The whole year, where now would you stay without your husband for a week or a month? Where were your parents that time when Mandela was being tortured every single day? When she was banned to Brantford and she's told her she's a prisoner. That house, it was in the middle of nowhere, in impoverished area of Brantford. And Motoki prisoner hana any visitations. This woman had to go underground and help the people in Brantford more about to second her social worker skills. Unpaid, by the way. Whereas her husband was in jail, negotiating with apartheid activists, negotiating with apartheid government to silence him like he got silenced as when he came out. And you have the balls to come and stand here and tell us about Winnie Mandela, the murderer, of something that she didn't even do herself, of something which was done by somebody else, not her. And you say they got instructions. I don't know, Nale, or do you have that evidence already? They got instructions. Suspected that he was an apartheid spy. Why? Was it because they saw him eating chocolate? What the fuck is that? Eating chocolate? Oh, did they see him hanging around with other white children? And then he said that he was a sellout, that they hear some weird ideas coming from him and started claiming that he was being funded by white people. Who knows? Who cares? Who knows? Who cares? Nobody. Stompy was falsely accused of being a police informant and taken away from South African called the Paul Vereen, and who was sheltering him and other youth at the time from apartheid police. This show is brought to you by Segongane. Sorry about that. Yeah. Let me just calm down a little bit because I tried to do it in their oh yeah, another one. Oh my God. Paul Vereen has always been a pain for everyone. He was a pain now, that bishop, Methodist. He was a pain in the so-called pain in apartheid times. He was never arrested, never banned, never done anything to because he was white. And he became a pain now when we were sheltering illegal immigrants in this country. While we were fighting for them to go back home, he was sheltering them. So, has a hero, man. He's not a hero to any black person, shame. And so when I'm putting how barking, like you think you know Mandela because of this small thing. You think you know Winnie because of this small things has to be. Imagine being made to stand on a brick. how Mama Winnie Mandela was tortured. They made her stand on a brick, on a stina. They'll make you stand on the brick for hours. For hours, that woman in her filth, after being taken out of Salted, they tried to break her mind. They tried to destroy her spirit. They tried to destroy anything of humanity on this woman. These white people that you love so much, Ceci, they did. The least you could do is just to pay some respect and just keep quiet and let it go. That's the least you can do. Not to go and talk this. What is wrong with you? Who is funding you? Like whoever is funding you, shame. Blind. For you to sell yourself like this. Whoever has given you money, sisters, like for you to stand there and talk this nonsense. Like, look at this person. She thinks she's so intellectual, eh? She's so intellectual. She speaks well. Oh, she speaks so well. Only because they are being impressed by her doing their duties for them. Like now when we are America Mabura because Mabura, I guess it America because by talking about party didn't be racism. So they have another one of us. But all the I don't know if she's doing this in her own house or we guy. But whatever she's doing it from, I don't give a fuck. Sorry about the language. We'll beep it a little bit. I hope YouTube won't take my video down because of that. But I'll put a disclaimer. 18 years anyway. 18 years. Yeah. God, okay, let me go to this because like I said, I wanted to really read this transcript high pillar one by one. Okay. Paul Vereen, this child was found actually Mandela. No youth, no death is celebrated. Unfortunately, shame. But unfortunately, there were a lot of people that were bought by government police, and that were used as informants to gather information. And those people were killed brutally as well because of the information about Mobatumba. So necklacing like a Winnie Mandela. Necklacing was just a torture measure. People was using because people were frustrated and people were angry. You must understand the times as well. How this whole thing I'm with you now together a plan something. Arrest you and arrest you. What our president said one time in parliament, I don't know, we could he was always arrested with some people, right? And then he'll be let go and that person will be killed. Tomorrow again, he'll be with some people, they get arrested, and then he will be let go and that person will be killed. That's telling a lot. President, you said we are putting communist ideas in your head. We're all arrested with you. But then you told the police that Rona nerofa communist ideas in your head. Imagine. So what I don't know what that is. I don't know what is that called, but for me it's being mpikaneti. Because if you're gonna do stuff about and then jiggy over no these people are putting communist ideas in my head and they believe you and they send bolekota about Lotron and do na wahai. Ubiru a lawyer. But that's another video for another day, don't worry. Yeah, and Arbon. Okay. Winnie is a hero. She fought against people, apartheid. You see that fact that she fought against apartheid and the fact that she's a black woman means Winnie Mandela does not get viewed as a murderer. So, just because Winnie Mandela is black, so she doesn't be seen as a murderer. Like, that is a self-hating statement, my sister. So, shame. No criminal, whether white or maroon or pink or red, is better than the other one. Ne? So murder is murder. So it's not because she was black that she was never accused. There was no evidence to accuse her of that thing. Ceci. There was no evidence of her being accused of murder. The sentence she got and it was later suspended. Why? Because there was no evidence. The TRC, as you mentioned here, said she was aware of the thing but never did anything about it. That is her crime only. And we don't even know if she was aware of what's happening, what those boys were doing. We don't know. And then they're celebrating her life, even in Nakele, so I do. She does not viewed as a criminal, but still viewed as a hero. While Winnie Mandela was found guilty and was sentenced for her crime, but a jail sentence was reduced to a fine and a 2-year suspended sentence for involvement in the matter. In the matter, Winnie was given the TRC posted fund. Winnie Mandela was responsible. Blah 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 blah. And the coach, J. Richardson, was jailed for May 1990. But Stompy's death tainted Mandela's legacy because people are trying to put stuff on her. They were trying to put stuff on her. Or no, yeah, Mandela this, Mandela that. Okay, so when she says there are white people who had fought apartheid. I don't know if you've heard that, guys. I don't know which ones is she talking about. Maybe she can tell me, how there were white people who fought apartheid with everything they have. Who are those white people, sister? Or some Helen Suzman. Somebody Helen Zile. Anybody white who has never banned. My question to you, did Helen Zile go to jail? Did Suzman go to jail as well? Did all of them go to jail, sister? Were all of them tortured like Winnie Mandela was tortured? Were they all put in solitary confinement for a year without bathing, without anything? Just the only noise you could hear was when they bring her food just to keep her alive. I don't know what were they feeding her, just to keep her alive for that moment, just to make her feel her. Maybe her she will stop, but then they made her worse because she knew that whatever that was being done on her was done, to silence her because she was black, because she was an activist, to just destroy her so that, you know what, her ideas must stand, because they were cornering her husband, Akeko Kone. So the only person who was keeping the struggle alive in this country was this woman. The only person who was keeping Mandela's name alive, was this woman, Winnie Mandela. Okay, mama, this woman here. She was the only one who was keeping Mandela's name alive. She was the only one who was keeping the ANC's name alive domestically. When all of them, she was the only person who was receiving the brunt of the apartheid government in this country. While your parents were busy, when were you even born? I don't know. I have no idea. You know, okay, and then she jumps from Winnie, and then she jumps to Jacob Zuma. Hey, what did Zuma do to you, sisters? Like, when Ali Zuma is like something, or you promised each other something, and he didn't. Or Zuma is criminal guy. Like, what crime did he do? And how many lives did Jacob Zuma destroy? In your transcript, characters like Jacob Zuma, Julius Malema. These are these people that we see as black people celebrate while these people have destroyed their lives. Their deeds have touched and continue to touch people to the core, perpetuating poverty in people's lives and lives, either directly or indirectly worsening as many people, and they are black. So, did Jacob Zuma create any poverty in this country? Like, I can understand how Baring, you have destroyed lives. Which lives did Jacob Zuma and Malema destroy? And their deeds have touched and continue to touch people to the core, perpetuating poverty in people's lives. How is Jacob Zuma and Malema perpetuating poverty and what people's lives? We had apartheid in this government. Like, we had apartheid, this says. Apartheid. That made our people poor. That made our mothers never to go to school, nigga. It's never about Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma really know me, bruh. Malema can't know ANC until now. How did Malema make anybody destroy anybody's lives? How many? If you look at VBS was a bank that got money from different municipalities in this country. They acted like FNB. They were not a commercial bank. They were a mutual bank. This was like Stockfed. Sako vendor. Marbondi expanded their services to say, listen, invest millions in us, make us bigger, that we can be able to service maybe a larger crowd. And then corruption yamutu, crime yamutu. Zuma only got $7 million from as a loan. Malema never got money. Floyd Shivambo's brother got money. Not even Floyd himself. His brother got money from VBSSS. Maybe you should just, before we first script these people are please just go to your research, Pele. Don't just come to YouTube and just talk over about poverty. No. Motona involved. VBS go but give Floyd because of the brother. Floyd is out now. Zuma got a loan which is paid, by the way, from VBS. VBS is a bank that was giving, it wasn't supposed to give loans, but it had too much money from other municipalities. So they start giving loans, think they can get back return, and as a loan can be done by any other bank. You are a woman. Hey, Jehovah. Their evil deeds are overlooked because they are Africans. So they are not a problem to the white man who's the problem. Meanwhile, there are white people who fought against the apartheid with everything they had, and they've lost jobs. They lost their families. They lost their lives. Which ones? Which white people? Which white people have fought apartheid, my love, and lost their lives? They lost their jobs. Which ones? Joe Slovo. Okay, because that's the only one I know. Who else? Like, they really went out there and said, I'm going to fight this apartheid. And I'm going to go to jail like Mandela. And I'm going to go stay in a township like Steve Biko. And I'm going to be killed like Steve Biko. And lied about, hey, like which white person? Like, please, couple. Or maybe one of your followers can tell me in the comments, or which white people are they that were really were out there fighting and lost their lives. Which ones? Give me a list of all of them. And like I said, don't tell me Helen Zuzman. She was in parliament talking. But we can't do this to black. Aye. We can't do that. Aye. We can't do aye. Helen Zille wrote an article. One. Akwalaka Steve because death. One article. I remember when she was asked Zille ke Matthew Posa. When people were your black colleagues were eating their lunch on pavement, when no jalaka lunch how tea time how Daily Mail. She could not answer that because she was white. She was inside the tea room where her colleagues were in the more pavement day. Bajala go tengo lunch when the tea time is born. That's how typical, that's how white people are. Their skin color get them anywhere in this country. And then they would always say, we don't like this thing on the couch. In a suburban house with lights, whereas they see in townships there's no electricity, there's no running water, there's no sanitation. Just because now when you pillar in a suburb, obviously maybe now, you've got some money and then you think you think maybe you are in there and you forget where you come from. If you ever came. Now I came from a homeland, so I do know. I was the only time I was government was 97. I don't know how old you are, but I think you are very young because they were working on Munyan. You don't talk like somebody who actually went through this and knows what's happening. You are praising white people every single day, shame. You are always condemning black people. You are a self-hating black young. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Whoever is funding you, that's blood money, by the way. Because it's made to destroy other people's lives. And to always... What do you want from Jacob Zuma? Hey, man, like, maybe I should get three of you here. You know, they can be able to come and sit down and talk. So I'm still waiting for that list thing. Commenting, please. Tell me below the comments who are those white people who fought against this apartheid. Who are those? And who have lost their lives? And who have lost their jobs? You know, who have lost everything that they fought about. I want to know them. One by one. Incident, how many years was she ever insulted and confronted like Winnie Mandela? How many years was she, did they run and break down her door or his door? Please tell me, Kakopel. Please. But hey, and they won't get recognition from the black community. Because there's none. Because there's none. Because there's no one. Well, the only black white people I can talk about, people Kalni House, that's the black man. You know, Kalni House, this one fought against this apartheid. You know, he did. From a very young age, he was sentenced to jail. You know, that's the only white person I can say, yeah, Kale Velen. You know, and yeah, that's the man I will celebrate. And I wish he can come here one day. He's in the AFF now. Yeah. Fidel Castro, Stalin, yeah. Well, because they actually give us the ideas of how we are today. Yes, and I love them too. And ANC and Bargain does what do you? But you should choose Jacob Zuma, a criminal. Hey, a criminal. Okay, let's talk about the word criminal. How the criminal work on Twitter? I get criminal work. Someone who has committed a crime, right? So, what crime did Jacob Zuma commit, Katlego Moagi? Then maybe we can be able to start calling him a criminal. What crime did he commit? Please tell me. Comment down below or call me 064-548-7176. What crime did Jacob Zuma commit that made him a criminal? To be sent to jail without a trial, without any defense, without any crime that you have committed, but the thing I get battle commissioning. Contempt of court is not a crime, sweetie. That doesn't make you a criminal, shame. It doesn't make you a criminal. It's the same as jail. Why Mandela is not a criminal? Because he was sent to jail for protesting against apartheid. Why was he not a criminal? All of them that went to jail, are they not criminals as well? Hey? Maybe you can understand or how to to be a leader of the country again. Yes. And MK is coming, sweetie. You all are going to cry tears. MK is coming. And if he does get elected as the country's president, so be it. So be it. Trump will win them, man. Trump will win them, man. Who has charges like Zuma? 50,000 charges. He won yesterday. He's the president of America again. So, but that's one Luena. Who are like people who are like you, balla tears in America now. They are drowning themselves to death. Or yes, Trump is won again. Oh my God. Yeah, he did. Because it's not about what you think you can say. That will determine what people want. And when it comes to this thing, I'll be talking like the stupid voters. And I get about who's the stupid voter, but it's coming just now. Arabon. But they've got amnesia. We know, we know what he did while he was there. What did he do? Tell me. And don't say, you did mention state capture here, Shem, another thing that actually shows that how weak you are. You did talk about state capture. You know, state capture was never there. State capture is now, by the way. You are not going to sit there and say to us, the people who came in, how about now? Jacob Zuma Pidite, Kile General Department so are the business people, and you call it state capture. It's his job as the president. If anybody is a potential investor want to invest in this country, they go through him, and he will instruct whoever is under him. Horbon, Mama wants to invest this much. Go, help them. Hurry, some about to say and then break the law. But to say according to what you know is right. That is not state capture, Sesi. ESCOM was performing powerfully. No state capture. What happened after Wasnabatzama? We are plunged to stage 8. You never made a video about that. You never said anything about that. You never said anything about what's happening today in this country. You never did. Where the ANC has betrayed us and brought these people back. Did you see the march, the orange march, the Bella Bill march? I hope to see you making a video about that before I do. Did you see those white people, pretoria, waving the old Transvaal flags, waving the old apartheid flags? Huh? Did you see them? Did you see them? Yeah. Are and the cult. I get on a cult. And also, they want to rewrite Zuma's presidency days, but unfortunately for us, we remember Zuma destroyed lives. Which lives did he destroy? You owe me questions. Stay. 1, which white people fought for against apartheid? 2, what crime did Jacob Zuma commit to be called a criminal? 3, lema. And 3, Zuma destroyed lives. 30. Hey, 30. But we remember simply because the president, just because we hate the president, does not mean that you should forget. But don't take it because it's about icon. Let me just peruse, use her words, peruse through this thing. Okay. Julius Malema, whether he likes it or not, he did evade tax. That's not a crime. That's not a crime. He paid the money back, didn't he? And how many people are evading taxes in South Africa? Do you even know his statement? Do you even know how many, how far did these people who paid and the rest of them pay their taxes? You don't know. So invasion of a tax is not a crime. It's a crime in a sense of a monetary crime. It's not someone killing somebody or, Chalta Malema was never going to feed anyone like what Absa did before Party fell. Remember? The thing that you never made a video about Absa lifeboats and how white people took money from this country to cripple us economically. You never talk about that. Malema invaded Texas. Evaded Texas after making millions. He was making it from the state. From which state did he make millions? Hey, Ubaka on point engineering. Really? Contracts where he and both Zuma were getting money. He and Jacob Zuma did get money from VBS. Yeah, they did. But they didn't actually. No, they didn't, sorry. Zuma, I mentioned earlier, got 7 million. that he paid back to VBS. And Malema never got money. Floyd's brother, Brian Chibambo, did. Again, they didn't make research pila. Lo, and you just took a script like this one. Wabala, wabua. Says, hawa bala pila, where's your own research? But let's help the VBS name, Bukai. Malema or VBS money, Bukai, Kai. Tell me that one. Or Malema or VBS name. Who is the name? Bukai. Is there proof? Zuma got VBS money, on a loan. Hey? How? Where? Bukai. For what? Did he pay it back? Shit, man. All right, everybody. How to get a moto? There is no video how Katlego Moagi air sabuanka ANC mokhona sabuanka Jacob Zuma especially like Malema. Hayo. And we know the talking points of the DA anyway. They must destroy the EFF and MK, and they will never do that. Or when MK, you hold like the EFF people. It does not make any difference whether EFF dissolves and joins MK. It's going to be the second black largest party in this country, and that scares your handlers. That scares your masters. Or how about black unity? Jesus Christ, I'm telling you. They are doing the same thing, divide and conquer. They sponsor you, sisters. And then they can be able to do, put you there and use you to conquer on their behalf. Because they can't do these things straight, remember? They can't. They had to do it through somebody and they found you, unfortunately. My God. Okay, VBS. The fact that Mandela was that woman who caused the death of a 14-year-old. Again. Where's the evidence? Bafanas. Where's the evidence? Yeah, she could have been the president of this country. I was going to vote for her. I was going to vote for her. I was going to vote for her. And I still, some worshipped her and still, yes, I do worship her to this day. That woman is the only one who makes sense to my head. She's the only one who stood and reminded the ANC of why they were formed in the first place. When they were now enjoying gravy train, the tender, the shares in all these white companies, they forgot where they came from. What am I possible? The multi-billionaire is I invented forgot. I'm talking about the multi-billionaire. To all of those people who were bribed by this apartheid government to keep quiet, to sell us out. She's the only person who's college student said never. We never got to this point. What this woman did. When Mandela was taken out from jail, I think into that house. Ko ena tsoko go yena ko a releasiwa. 1990. I don't know how old you end up getting. Winnie Mandela refused to stay with him there. She refused. This is the first carrot they're giving you. I give you how bonina. It's the first carrot ever from Baritzia. You talk too much. That's what they do. They will fund you. They might try to destroy me because I talk too much about you. I don't care. This is mine. Anyway, I'm not sponsored by anybody. So, yeah. However we'll find a way, all of us, to make sure how we get this message out. It doesn't matter or YouTube or whatever platform. We're going to make sure we're going to get this message out one way or the other. She refused to stay with him there. Why? Because she still remembers. Or why did we form the ANC in the first place? What happened to me all these years? Well, you're not even there. You're causing up. There's a video of mine, guys, what really happened in Robben Island. You must watch that video. What really happened? Mandela coming out of prison in a suit, going to negotiate with people alone. What was said there is being seen now. And by the way, Katlego, let me just remind you something of honest. How the ANC didn't do nothing for any black person? Look at yourself and tell him, would you really think you'll still have this platform and this freedom of speech and all the privileges that come with you being a black woman now in this country? Will you still have them? Had it not 94 happened now? Simple yes or no. Hey, Arabon. Okay, heroism, yeah. She's a hero, Fana. She's a hero. He's a hero, really. I think has now Winnie Mandela or husband is just that the world is making people heroes of people that have never been known by us in South Africa. The only person that we knew very well was a husband, Nelson Mandela, because I used to be a member of the ANC, and the woman being a Zuma does not make you a decent human being. I'm joining the struggle at 9 years old does not mean you. Yes, it does. Our shame, it does. It does. It beats everything that you people now come and enjoy these fruits of democracy now because of, like everything is fine. People sacrifice their lives when that is struggle from the very young age. Mema kima let's have a podcast ya season po fa bua le Mema Thanti Modise. Ha bua ka the President Zuma, Papa Zuma he was my driver. Ha ke tla ke infiltrate the country. Ke tsena ka khuntswe most Africa. He was my driver. That's what people were doing. Katlego, for you to sit there and your perfect English, trying to impress white people and then tell them who cares, who doesn't care. That is fine. It's not a problem by speaking the language, but so these lawbreakers, because we want to mention all the lawbreakers. These lawbreakers, I bet, are the best choices. Yeah, we are. Do you know why? Because no white person fought for my freedom, sister. No one. No white person fought for my freedom. No white person voted for the ANC to be in power in 1994. Our mothers did. Our grandmothers who were still alive that time did. Our fathers did. Not your white people. They are our heroes, Van. Mandela and the rest of them, you can just put him there because of at least. Paul Zuma is my hero. Winnie Mandela is my hero. Baba Ngata, they are my heroes because they stood and said, you cannot do this to a black person anymore. We are tired of this thing. Who are you to come and tell us we are stupid voters? A stupid voter is the person who votes for a white person again and thinks that they will do better things for them. We are here because of white people. Maybe you don't understand this part. We are here because of white people, not because we did it to ourselves. But white people, they put us in this situation in the first place. So how there are stupid voters in this country? You are the stupidest voter to think voting for the DA will make you clever. You're one of the clever blacks, who think that maybe by speaking English or staying in something, but once again, they're like they've arrived. My mother was never a stupid voter. My father was never a stupid voter. You're insulting our parents. Our fathers and mothers who fought this apartheid, well, I don't know where your parents were and where were you. They are not stupid voters. They still remember the scars. Remember, like in the same podcast, season of Walsh. Mama or abu like this thing. Having to move from a pavement. Mama Thanti Modise. Having to move to Bago Freiberg. And he was born Hoodi. The township of Freiberg. In town, it was a law that when a white child comes more pavementing, some people can understand me. It was a law in this country, that Katlego does not mention on any of her videos, that it was a law in this country that white people, when they walk on the same pavement with you in town, you will have to move away to shift for them to pass. You stand there and you can pass after that. So it happened that Mama Thandi, when she was still young, before she joined the struggle, maybe the reason why she joined the struggle, like she says, what's the same thing? It's a thing. Go Freiberg, this boy, I'm mad. Thandi Modise a better one. It was a crime to be the white person, by the way, by that time. A better one. And then that's the first time her activism started. So, understand these things never happened in a vacuum, sis. They never happened in a vacuum. When Mama would say, my parents, my grandparents, everybody's parents are going to watch this video. They're not stupid voters. You are the stupid voter. Because you are the one who's voting for the very white person who put their boot on your mother's neck, if ever they ever went through apartheid. And you think by speaking like this, pila, you are being intellectual, you are being intelligent. No, you are not. Mama Winnie Mandela is a hero, a very serious hero. She's a hero. Just the same as Gandhi is a hero to Indians. The very Gandhi was calling us Kafirs. But we cannot compare Kafir to an Indian. Kafirs are much dirtier. Kyol, unale Gandhi Square, awulele gayon. Unale a statue, mojobek, awulele gayon. But you're going to pick up on a black woman as a woman yourself. Oh, you're disgusting, Bafana Sweets. I am disgusted to listen to that nonsense because I had to, for me to make this. And I'm going to challenge you every time, and I'm going to call you out. Shame. There's another one of a thing because what superiority to us. There are races that are more superior to others by nature. That is the DA talking point. Nobody is born superior above anyone. Superiority is an idea created by people to oppress others and eat from them. But this woman does not see that. Hi, born. Hi, born. I will do that video again. I'm going to debunk that one as well soon. Because you can't be left unchallenged, Bafana. It's impossible. Especially if you're going to touch people like Winnie Mandela. This woman is a powerful woman. More powerful than even your parents, I'm sure. She has endured a lot. We are here today in our studios because of sacrifices people made. Who are you? Who are you? Anyway, Bon, I'm done for today. How many minutes? Jeez, 44 minutes. Sheba, subscribe, ne? Please subscribe and comment below. I need your comments. I want to hear what you guys are saying. And share this video if you can. If you like my content, tell me. If you don't like it, say it as well. Thumbs up or thumbs down, that's up to you. I can up that. But please just subscribe to us, please. And share this video as much as you can. Okay? I will see you again on another video. As I told you, we're coming to you live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 to 9:30 on www.kgosiefm.co.za. www.kgosiefm.co.za. See you again later. Bye-bye.